I will call it circle theorem 1. From what you can see there, it says straight line joining the center of the circle. Straight line joining the center of the circle to the midpoint. See the straight line. This straight line joining the center of the circle to the midpoint of a chord. Straight line joining the center of the circle to the midpoint. That is the midpoint of the chord, which is not a diameter. Remember, I posted a video before that we have diameter is also a chord. If you check my circle, description of circle, I've talked about that at length. I've actually dwelled on that. Now, diameter is also a chord, because remember we said a chord is the line, a straight line joining 2 points on the circumference. Straight line, which divides the circle either in major segment or minor segment. But in the case of a diameter, it divides it into 2 equal half. So what we have here, the straight line joining the center of the circle to the midpoint of a chord, which is not a diameter. Which is not a what? Diameter. Diameter is at the middle. So they specified which is not a what? Diameter. What does the law tell us? It tells us that it's at right angles. It's at 90 degrees to what? To the chord. It's at right angles to the chord. Which will not give us the opportunity to use Pythagoras theory. We have that. I've posted a Pythagoras theory, how to do Pythagoras theory, how to work with Pythagoras theory in our previous video. So what you have here is just for you to know that the law, what it tells us is that, in fact, this law is two ways. The law is telling us that the straight line from the center of the circle, number one, it will divide the chord into 2 equal halves. It's two law in one. Number two is at right angle to the word, to the chord. If you check, there is a way they restate the law in the textbook. Go and check it there, you see it. It divides the chord into 2 equal halves, and it's also at right angle to the word, to the chord. Now, from the question we have, this question 1. A chord is 8 centimeters from the center of the circle. From the center of the circle, with radius 17 centimeters. With radius 17 centimeters. Find the length of the what? Of the chord. This is the radius, 17 centimeters. Find the length of what? What they are asking us to look for is what? The length of the chord. And knowing fully well that radius is the same, don't forget. So what we are going to do is that we will label one side of the chord. The number is divided into 2. So whenever we are getting inside, we are going to multiply by 2 because it's 2 that makes up the full chord. So let's look for one side of the chord. Knowing fully well that you can use Pythagoras theory. So don't forget, in Pythagoras theory, don't be struggling whether it's minus or plus. Apply your law first. The longest side in this case is what? 17. Square of the longest side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. 8 squared plus what? S squared. When we do this, the square of 17, I think is 289 also. 289. Check. Is equal to 64 plus S squared. Now, 17 and 17, let's check it. 17. 249. How can you be 249? This is 7 and 7. It's supposed to be 2, around 289, if I'm not making mistake. 7 and 7 is what? 49. Put down 9, carry 4. That is 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4. That is 21, right? Sorry, 11. 7. 1 times 1 is what? 1. What are we not saying? It's 2 and correct now. Correct. So, by what we have a simple equation principle, it will cause equality sign. So, we now have 289 minus what? 64 equal to what? S squared. We can rearrange it as this, like S squared equal to what? 289 minus what? 64. So 289 minus 64 will give us what now? 289 minus 64. minus 64 will give us, this is 5, this is what? 2. 225, right? So x squared equal to what? 225. From our equation of indices, I have taught you this one becomes square root on the other side. So now x is equal to what? Square root of what? 225. That would be what? Am I right? 15. Am I right? 15. So now 15 centimeters. So you will see that from there we've been able to get one side of the chord, where we can now say 2 times, remember, here is x, here is what? X. So length of the chord is equal to what? 2 times what? 15, which gives us what? 30 centimeters. So length of the chord is actually what? 30 centimeters, because what we did was that we were able to get from one side of the chord by this law. Don't forget, the law says that the straight line from the center of the circle, which the center of the circle to the midpoint of a chord, which is not a diameter, is at 90 degrees at right angle. That's what it means. And it also divides the chord. It dissects the chord into 2 equal halves. Just take note of that.